Look, the ship is drifting, but the captain's at a party. Pretoria, answer the call, like it gone to sleep. I done got me stand tall. In the harbor of Durban, the seal ships ride. The ANC plays a game of seek and hide. They call for the exercise in like the east wind, and point a paging and say they're the ones who sin. So I was on the list, I guess at the gate. Now they say who invited them, it must have been fake. Confusion in the union building, shadows on the wall. Now the truth gets buried in the marble hall. Who is running the land? Tell me, who's in command? Is it the suit in the office or the gun in there? Oh, that from the Congo mud to the Pretoria street, the drums of the rock start to skip a beat. No boots for the boys, no armor for the chest, but millions for the general to go take a rest. And she speaks of an inquiry, a court to be won, but the days turn to weeks and the paper is torn. No answers coming down, there's the heavy silence, while the heroes in the bush face no rebel violence. Set to the jungle with no wings in the sky, only 3 helicopters, how can they fly? No medevac coming when they let us to rain. Chased by the rebels, oh the pride and the pain. No uniform, no boot, no boots, away. Look at the budget for the big salute. P7, 2 million for retirement spree. Modern Navy is sinking beneath the sea. Not a submarine moving, not a sailor in sight, but the body lights are burning to the Pretoria night. The chief of defense, he's a law to himself. Yeah, commander of the Navy puts the stay on the self. Defying the podium, ignoring the sir, while the ghost of the fly starts awaken to stir. And what's this whisper? What's this dark news? The chairman tried with murder, and he's the one they choose. Promoted to the top, while the dockets go forward. Is this the new story that's being told? Who is running the land? Tell me, who's in command? Is it Siren? Is it Langy? Does Ronnie understand? Oh, from the Pound Hopper to the Pretoria street, the drums of the ropes are to skip a beat. No boost for the boys, no armor for the chest, but million for the tenor on the moat. The rest, the generals are dancing, the politicians are glancing, the money is vanishing, and the soldiers are wandering. Who's the boss? Siren. Who's the boss? Anki. The military's gone rogue in the sun. The parade has only just begun.
Hey folks, good evening. Welcome back. It's, what's with this microphone? Is it working? Hang on. Welcome back. Okay, it's working, but the software's not working. What's the deal here? Sometimes, I just swear. There it is. Okay, light sync. And there we go. Let's change the color. Let's try something different. Go with blue. There we go. Change to blue tonight since I'm wearing a blue shirt. So it's blue tonight. There you go. Do I sound better? Okay, well, I feel a little bit better, but I'm really getting taxed out with crazy people contacting me. Earlier, I got some message. First off, my phone is obviously on silent. As anyone who watches my program knows, my phone is on silent. Welcome back, everybody. Good evening. You know my phone is on silent 24 hours a day, and if I'm not working, then my phone is near me, but, anyway. So someone called me at 10 minutes to midnight. It was 11:48, 12 minutes to midnight earlier. Honestly. And it wasn't somebody in South Africa, which is frequently what the case is. It was somebody here in Texas. Someone in Texas called me at 12 minutes to midnight, and I didn't recognize the number. So I happened to check WhatsApp, and I saw that the number. Someone had sent me a message. I'd last talked to this person weeks ago when they accused me of talking to their family member, and I'm like, well, sorry to bother you, but they contacted me. Anyway, So I've got like 9 freaking voice messages, or 7 voice messages from this person. They're calling me at 11 o'clock at night. And I said, why are you calling me at midnight? And then the person sent me several nasty comments after that. I mean, seriously? The world is absolutely full of crazy people, Vanessa. Gosh, I hope you get come over here. You're one of the sane ones. My goodness. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Hey, how's it going, Barbara Solart? Welcome to you. Son's police clearance with the things happening. I don't understand why you need a police clearance, Charlene. I don't know why you need a police clearance. Did someone in the U.S. government tell you you need a police clearance? If they did, then you don't need it. No, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. I mean, let me see. I mean, I haven't even listened to these voice messages because I haven't had time. It's insane. I don't get it. So I said, why in the world are you so rude? Because you are. Listen, you don't need to call me. I'm exactly your age and can ask you questions whenever I want. If you don't like it, just block me. Why do I think I'm rude? Because you're calling. Good Lord. Guy's still writing to me. What is with people, man? Why do I think he's rude? It's rude to call somebody at midnight. That's just disrespectful. Bladder infection. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, well, hopefully it gets sorted. There's some crazy people, man. I don't understand these people. Yeah, hi, Jody. How's it going? I mean, in what world do people think it's polite to call people at midnight? When, so ask CB, ask Erica, I even ask Kendo. I don't just call people unless it's an emergency. I send them a message. It's the modern day. If it's not a text message, it's a WhatsApp. Are you free to take a call? No, it's more than one person from Menlo. It's a lot of people. A spelling mistake? Okay, well, probably because I rushed. Let me go look. Thank you for the heads up. Let me go look and see what the spelling mistake is. Police leaves canceled as Pretoria girds for chaos. Where's the spelling mistake? There's no spelling mistake there. Where's the spelling mistake? That's not a spelling mistake. 1:30 Saturday from someone USA. We giggled at their mistake. Was surprised by the timing. Hey, Leslie. My family fingerprints didn't show up and it was fine. They didn't get clearance. What is girds? It means wraps, prepares. Here, let me get you the dictionary definition of it here. It's a versatile verb primarily meaning to encircle or bind something with a flexible band or prepare oneself for an upcoming action. Prepare oneself for an upcoming action. Well, it may not be a word used in South Africa, but it's in the English language. It means prepare for an upcoming action, girding. So I have a quite extensive vocabulary in multiple languages, folks. So I understand what gird means. Okay, yeah, it means to prepare for an upcoming action. Pretoria is preparing for an upcoming action. So I'm using small words, but apparently my small words are big words. Okay, Charlene, if you as CIS told your husband to get done, it must be because some charge that was laid or something in the past. Hey, Utopia, you probably didn't get notified because it was unexpected. I just went ahead and did it. I took a nap earlier, and I haven't done it in a few nights, so I figured I owed the audience a night owl, and so I'm here. I'm still not 100%. No, gears is not the word I wanted. Gird is the one. That's the word I wanted. Hey, Carlos. See, that's the problem when you have a big brain, man. Brainiac. You got the big brain, and you got them big words in your head. Girds. Yep, it means to prepare for. Yep. Exactly. Thank you. Oh, Leslie, did you look that up or did you know that? Yeah, English buffers, English and self-defense. Yeah, okay, I got you, Arnold. I got you. But I don't speak English self-defense. It's my mother tongue. Das ist ja meine Muttersprache. Ja, meine Muttersprache. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, well, no, I appreciate somebody told me I had a misspelling because I do. Sometimes I don't have the reading glasses on. I'm on my phone, especially. I put a video up and I mistype things, or my damn phone has got a misspelling in it, so it takes it from the dictionary. So, yeah, that happens. So I appreciate it. Macedonian says after they get rid of the foreigners, they're going to come after the whites. Yeah, that's what many of them have said. I hope everything's good with Neff, going well there. So this is the Neff that has the place in South Africa. It's the Neff ZA who is still in Texas. The other Neff is still in South Africa. Anyway. Hey, Ninny. I am feeling a little bit better. The congestion in the chest is going away, but there's still some congestion here. So good evening, Vanessa. How's it going? All right, sad. I agree with you. I'm glad my company's told us no work. Yeah, I'm glad to hear the companies aren't going to work on the 30th. But it's not going to be pretty, folks. So somebody told me that Byron had done a video about being shadow banned, but I went to Byron's channel. I couldn't find it. Just like how the Bible says, gird yourself against the weapons of the end. Aha, see? See? That's in the Bible, but that wasn't the word they used back then. They used ancient Aramaic, so. There's at least 2 Neffs. I don't know if there's 3. Rina, ja, uns esse Mensa verstehen nie, solche Rüdwörter nie. Okay, Leslie, so you did know the origins of it. Yeah, sometimes I look up the origins of words because they come from Latin, they come from Old Norse, they come from Anglo-Saxon, they come from Celtic, but lots of Latin and Norman French. So English is a fascinating language. Oh, you're welcome, Casey. For my pleasure. So usually use the word prepares rather than girds. Well, girds is not commonly used. Yes. You're in Arkansas. Okay, well, I'm confusing. But Neff, was it your pictures from your apartment that I showed the other day? I'm getting so confused. Crystal says your Afrikaans is great. Yeah, well, it's not great. I can read it. I can understand it. But I don't pronounce it particularly well, and I don't speak it for beans, that's for sure. It's the one language I had a hard time speaking, so. Yes, okay, so it was your apartment. I thought you were in Texas. I'm mixing you up with, what's his name, in Plano, Texas. Going around now looking for companies who hire foreigners and getting a list of places they're going to attack. Yeah, I know. And what is crime intelligence doing? Nothing. So police are canceling. All leaves are canceled for the 30th. They should have been canceled a week ago. Nobody should be on leave except emergency leave if they're police. They should be rehearsing right now. They should have water cannons pre-placed. They should have pallet loads of rubber bullets. They should have cases of zip ties. They should have paddy wagons and armored vehicles available. But they don't have shit because they're not prepared. Don't listen to Feroz Chichela. There's no preparation being done. The only people preparing right now are smart people in neighborhoods like Phoenix, Asimtoti, and in Hatfield, in Brooklyn, places like that. Smart people are preparing for what's coming. But no one's doing jack. Parklands, Blobergstrand, you need to protect yourselves. Yep. Yeah, they don't have the capacity to protect you. I guarantee they will not protect you. No, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And these domestic terrorists, they're doing what they want. They're dictating South Africa's foreign policy. Imagine that. Domestic terrorists are dictating. So the ANC can manage to get a bunch of whiteys together to infiltrate the Boermag, to eviscerate the Boermag, putting more government white Afrikaans agents in the Boermag than there are actual Boermag members, to destroy the Boermag, to tear them apart, to prosecute them as terrorists. Yay, well done. But they couldn't do the same thing for people against gangsters and drugs. They couldn't figure out Pagad for years. And they can't do this against these domestic terrorists. Why can't they put people in there? Why can't they put people who look and sound just like them? Man, you get Afrikaners who betray Afrikaners who are betraying the country, but they can't find black South Africans who betray black South Africans who are betraying the country. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? You would think they'd be able to do that, but they're not able to. Yeah, very deliciously. Yes, I know. I'm familiar with that. Very deliciously. But I don't speak it deliciously. It's my first language. No, they've prepared nothing, Rust the Monkey. And I've warned people for over a month now, ever since this nonsense has been started. And I've started doing daily videos about it. Folks have left for Nigeria. They've left for Ghana. They've left for Mozambique. They've left for Malawi. They've left for Eswatini. They've left for Zimbabwe. Anyone smart is getting out. Whether you're legal or not, they're leaving. They're not even aware of the troubles coming. Then they're foolish. I'm glad you listened to my advice and forward to people you know there, because this is so. On the 30th, I was going to be on the road, but now I'm going to be home, and I plan on broadcasting. The 30th is going to be ugly. I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. But I'm going to lay it open now. If you're in South Africa and you're near this stuff and you've got a phone and you see it happening, I'm going to set up a line, let people call in on the 30th. And if it's just quiet, that's great. We'll be very happy. We'll take calls from all over the country. You can call me on the Zoom line. I'll send you a link. We'll make it possible. Yeah, get extra ammo. Yep, exactly. Hopefully it will be calm. Hopefully it's a big nothing burger. But these people have not. So it's not about demonstrations. Feroz Chichella says, people are allowed to demonstrate, but the 30th isn't about demonstrations. The 30th was the deadline to leave the country. Let's be clear. They made an ultimatum. They threatened foreign nationals. Whether they're legal or not, they threaten foreign nationals. And many of the races also threaten white South Africans. So you need to be aware that you're in danger if you're not a black South African. Even if you're a black South African, you might be in danger too. Okay, Marius, enjoy your fishing. No, it's unlikely the United States will intervene. We're a little busy with Iran right now. How could people be unaware of what's coming on June 30th? I don't understand. Where do people live under rocks in South Africa? It's amazing. Buster says, let the battle of the pigeons for the crumbs begin. Yeah, well, that's true, but there will be collateral damage. So your friend is from the Congo, and he's here legally. We're both approaching a parking lot in the mall until we don't belong here. And you're South African, correct, Denver? But you're Indian. You're Indian, and he's Congolese legally there. And you've been told, see, it's not just the whiteys they want. They're going to come for the Indians too. That's why the people in Chatsworth and in Phoenix need to be careful. They need to be ready. No one's coming to protect you. The government is not prepared. They don't have the resources. They're lying to you. And I hope that it's all just a bunch of fear for nothing. But we saw what happened last time when the government didn't respond. 3,500 people were murdered. That's the official figure. I guarantee you that was well over 5,000 people. Yep. Es ist ja unglaublich, dass diese Regierung von Südafrika schon nach 5 Jahren, die sind immer noch nicht bereit. Die haben nicht vorbereitet, für was in der Zukunft wird. Und jetzt haben wir die Zukunft. Die Zukunft ist nächste Woche. Wir haben schon 5 Jahre gewartet und jetzt haben wir diese Katastrophe vor uns. Und die haben gar nichts gemacht. Keine Übung. Gar nichts. Keine Gewehr. And prepare for the third thing. Oh no, it's nothing, but it's the same thing we thought. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. SAPs could very well become a target. That's why the military should have been mobilized. But have you seen the movement of 6 SAI battalion, 2 SAI battalion, 3 SAI battalion, 4 SAI? Have they moved anywhere? Has any South African military been pre-positioned in Pretoria, Joburg, in Soweto, in Durban, in Pietermaritzburg, in Cape Town? No, not a single one. All the military should have already been pre-positioned and already be training with the police. Should already happen. Should already have happened. If you had a competent government, this would already be happening. Crazy Mass get to decide if you can be in your own country or not. I wonder if they'll stop and ask the white ANC members for their membership cards. Probably not. Probably not, Leslie. Every KFC is covered by Sandef. Oh, it can feed like it can spread like a wildfire. Yep. Buster says no infantry. Oh, they're infantry battalions. They're just not well equipped or trained. But what I'm saying is that there's nothing that's been done. This is a powder keg. It's been a powder keg for 6 years. The fact that it hasn't exploded is amazing. Yep, no help is coming, folks. No help is coming. No help is coming. Yeah, I hope that these domestic terrorists don't fall through on their threats. I hope they don't fall through on their threats. Fred Brangus says, reminds me I grew up like 35 years ago. Any protest time, South Africa was ready days for police deployed since anti control not. Exactly. Oh, they will loot shops, Crystal. They will loot shops. It's a bad day to own stock in PEP, a bad day to own stock in Mr. Price, a bad day to own stock in PMP, and a bad day to own stock in Checkers or Edgar's or any of that stuff. Yep. Exactly, Charles. Nothing of consequence has happened. Duduzile Zuma Sambudla is still walking the streets of South Africa. Not only is she walking the streets of South Africa, she was put into parliament. A woman accused of inciting domestic terrorism, and she was actually put into parliament. Nothing. Game, yeah, they'll go after Game for sure. Nothing has been done. Walmart. Now they have Walmarts they can loot. And stupid enough for Walmart to invest in South Africa. They already bought Game. I don't know why they did that. No, it's no one's paid any price for the 5 years ago for the murders. No one's paid any price whatsoever. Yep. Boxer, yeah, they'll go after those. They'll go after all those shops. Yep. And the spazas and the tuck shops will be just obliterated. Spazas and tuck shops will be cleaned out in a heartbeat. Yep. Yep. Rest of Monkeys, they're already looting shops in Peter Merritt Spring, Durban. I hadn't seen that. Yeah, the big threat to government is when the people start making laws and enforcing them outside the government. And that's what's happening. Yep. Yep, TikTok will be full of idiots showing off their looted goods. And in a real country, that would be evidence to prosecute them, but not in South Africa. Two weeks ago, the DA Maro candidate for Ekerlina visited the Edenvale police station. It was completely empty, not even a janitor on site for 3 hours. No police at the police station. Yep. Every shop in New Germany was looted regardless of the owner. Yep. Well, the price of fuel is going to go even higher. They're going to steal fuel too. They loot the factory, all ammunition, weapons, so they equip themselves more than the police. Okay. Oil the shop floors. Yeah, they slide away. Well, Angelique, it'll be a major city. So I anticipate the following locations where it's going to happen. It will happen in Durban. It will happen in Pietermaritzburg. So by Durban, it also includes Chatsworth and Phoenix, places like that, maybe even Amanzimtoti if they get that far. I also expect it to happen in Soweto and possibly in Pretoria as well. I also anticipate there'll be some unrest in Cape Town. I don't know where, but there'll be unrest in Cape Town, trouble in Cape Town as well. I don't know about PE or Bloemfontein, but Nelspruit, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Joburg, definitely. Joburg. Well, yeah, I said Soweto, but Joburg, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Right, yeah, Monray, yeah. She lured on people into the Russian war, human trafficking, nothing happens to her. No, I mean, look, there's no consequences to the insurrection that happened 5 years ago. Why would there be any consequences now? Look, this government is hanging on by a thread, and they don't realize it. They're dead men walking. The government of South Africa are dead men walking. They better pray that these people don't fall through on what they said they're going to do. I hope they don't. I don't want to see South Africa go up in flames. You keep saying Julius Malema is a foreigner, but no one's proven that. He's from Limpopo, is he not? Well, the fact, yeah, they murdered 7 foreign nationals, 5 Mozambicans and 2 Ghanaians down in Mossel Bay, and then they just murdered in Pietermaritzburg. They murdered a Malawian. Yep. Yep. Well, Monterey, that's what I said. I just said Parklands and Blobergstrand. Did I not say that a few moments ago? I said that you need to be prepared in Blobergstrand and Parklands. Just because you're in a nice area doesn't mean you're not going to deal with this crap. Remember that just behind Parklands is that massive informal settlement over there where all those containers are, over by the highway that runs up to Windhoek. There's right there, all those containers. That is a cesspool of crime and pestilence. Denver Pillay, where you going, man? Hey, Sloth Puppy, how's it going? Well, I've been telling people for 5 years to prepare themselves, and people do not listen. They get complacent. They don't pay attention to what's going on. Yep. Hey, Jaretha. Phoenix says Nelsport. Yeah, well, I have no indication Nelsport's going to happen. Swahili people. Where the hell are Swahili people doing in frickin' Phoenix? They closed Newcastle. Well, they better be prepared to do it again. Yep, well, they did the same thing in Bolito, so they better be prepared to do it again. Exactly. Liesl Keeley. Kylie, it's great. You should be vigilant throughout the year, not just June 30th. But I've been warning people for years. I've told them what they need to do, how they need to prepare, Yep. Clarence. Oh, you're in Clarence. Okay. Well, I love Clarence. One of my friends is there. He's a farmer. I've stayed in Clarence a couple of times. It's nice, although that hideous informal settlement on the front of it's not so nice. Yeah, Clarence is cold. If it's cold, that'll keep him away. Or what's the African Union doing, Alexia? Hey, Pat Schultz. Ansley says, thank you, noted advice taken. Not sure why, but I can't get a super chat through. Leslie, who knows? YouTube does it sometimes. Might be your card, might be your bank, might be YouTube. They're in Peter Maritzburg on the loudspeakers now? My goodness. That's terrible. So let's take a look at some of this news coming out right now from South Africa at this hour. All leaves are canceled for the police. This is long overdue. This should have already been announced a long time ago to put the terrorist on alert that there will be something to oppose them. Police Minister Firoz Chachela says he's aware of permits sought for a number of marches around the country. Meanwhile, thousands of Malawians are being repatriated by bus from Peter Maritzburg and Durban. Neighborhoods around the country are tense from Durban to Alexandria. Speaking in Cape Town on Tuesday after meeting South African police management and community policing representatives, he said police complete operational planning and will prepare for any scenario. No, they're not. I'm now satisfied the police have been ready for any eventuality. And he adding that while citizens had the right to protest, they had no right to be violent. During a brief in police headquarters, Kachela said he met with KZN Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nandlam Kornazi to discuss organized crime strategies been promoted to fight earlier this year. Thousands of Malawians sought refuge in an abandoned building in Mayor's Walk in Peter Maritzburg after fleeing their homes following the protest by anti-immigration group March in March. The protest turned violent on Friday and a 29-year-old Malawian was beaten to death. They said he was stabbed. I have nothing left. Even my food is gone. I just want to be safe and go home. Wow. Chaos. As of Monday, there were estimated 15,000 Malawians now in Durban trying to flee. 15,000 from 800 to 1,300 to 3,000 to 6,000 to 8,000 to 11,000 to now 15,000. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. You're saying the South Africans being killed in those countries. That wasn't helpful because that's not true. I said he's from Limpopo. They're so unprepared for that it's too late to stop it now. It should have been stopped before it started. Exactly. They should have went around these people up. Dina says, sorry about the crazy people bugging you. Some are traumatized, some are angry for decades, but either way, they have no right to take it on you. Yeah, no kidding. You're freezing in Denver's freezing in Clarence. Well, it's a nice place to be. Side off the back, they were called racist by other countries and stopped by international pressure. At the same time, these countries supported the ANC financially. Well, Marius, unfortunately, there was a lot more to it than simply stopping this nonsense. There was a lot of racism involved. Have a great day at work, Emerencia. Not true at all, Colonel. Not true at all. They can't show us any Southern people who were killed in those countries, yet those countries show how South's killing their people. Not true. I didn't say that. I just said they're not being killed. I read somebody's comment, and I said they're not being killed there. The Zulu King made that comment, and it was a stupid comment. Chris says, we're allowed to do our job in the 80s. No, I didn't hear about a bus accident carrying Malawians. Yeah, no, the workers used cooking oil on the tile floors, and the looters couldn't steal. Yeah, it was great. Remember they did it in the mall? They also sprayed it in the mall. It was hilarious watching those idiots try to get through. So more foreign nationals are scrambling to get out of the country at this hour as police dig in their heels. Zimbabwean nationals among the latest to be repatriated, but they've already been repatriated. Scores of Zimbabweans fled their homes in Chatsworth on Monday ahead of the looming... I've been to that intersection right there, Arena Park. I've been there in Chatsworth. Ward Counsel Daniel Logame said the number grew from 30 in the morning to about 500 by late afternoon. It scrambled action because there was no consultation from the embassy about the gathering spot. Wow. The campaign to drive out illegal foreigners by organizations such as March and March to claim undocumented migrants creeped out rising unemployment, crime, and burden already straining public services has been adopted by several political parties, including Action SA, the Inkatha Freedom Party, and the MK Party in the run-up to local elections. Yeah, don't you think it's even remotely ironic that the people who are complaining about illegal foreign nationals committing crimes are the ones committing crimes to get rid of them? Would I agree it's a modern day apartheid, or would you think, no, apartheid is separate development. There's no separate development here. It's just chaos and crime. It's not the same thing. I worked there for 4 years at the Saps College. Huge explosion during yesterday. I didn't hear about that. Oh, Jareth knows a Malawian. Don't know him. Don't know if he's okay. No, I didn't hear about the bus. That's interesting. Immigrants are seeking police safety, but the police aren't going to protect them. And this is in Mitchell's Plain in the Western Cape. At least 154 nationals packed the Mitchell's Plain police station Tuesday, appealing to senior police officials to guarantee their safety. This is fears grow over 30 June deadline set by anti-illegal immigrant groups demanding that foreigners leave the country. The government's fully prepared to respond to any violence linked. Yeah, right. Many of those who attended are traders operating Mitchell's Plains Town Center. Some arrived carrying files filled with passports, permits, and other legal documentation, hoping to demonstrate they are lawful in the country. Yep. Look at all those Muslims who are there. What are they doing there? They're not South African. Another said all the members of the family were in one country legally. He not only fears his life, but the lives of his loved ones as well. What guarantee do we all have the police will make sure that we are safe and don't end up in hospital? Because the threats being made towards foreigners are very, very scary. There are no guarantees. They're just like no guarantees for South Africans in 2021. The police can't protect you. Oh, English is not your first language. You meant the African Union is about to fall apart. No, that's not what I read. I read that they were going to give up PK to South Africa. That's what I understood. What you read earlier, what you wrote earlier. Areas most likely to be targeted where all the illegal immigrants are gathered for safety. Well, that's going to happen for sure. But it's going to be. It's not just going to be the illegals. This is going to be an excuse to loot. You watch. Fear of the trip if they miss the date. They're scared of being attacked. Very scared. Exactly. No, it's okay, Alexia. I got you. I got you. No, that's what I got from it. What I got from it is you're saying that the African Union is going to give a PK to South Africa. Well, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I mean, the African Union is not happy with South Africa. It hasn't been happy with South Africa ever since the ANC foisted Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma on the African Union Commission. Ever since then, they've not been happy with South Africa. Now, this is comical. Some of these illegal aliens saying they're going to be back. We will be back. How? You're an undesirable migrant. We'll be back. It's not goodbye, illegal immigrants say as they head back to their countries. Seriously? Foreigners leaving the country hope to return with legal papers after forced exits. How can you return? I mean, I was a legal entrant into South Africa. Some idiot wrote the wrong date in the computer for my visa. I have 90 days, and after 9 days, he had it so my visa expired. I had to spend 8,000 Rand to get that sorted out. And if I'd left the country, I would have been undesirable for 5 years. How are they when they illegally entered the country in the first place? I entered legally, didn't overstay my visa. Someone made a clerical error. They overstayed their visa, or they didn't have a visa, and they're being kicked out of the country, and they think they're going to come back here? They're banned for 5 years. 5 years. What planet do they think they're on? What planet do these people think they're on? I came to South Africa looking for a job. When my brothers told me the economy was better, I had no choice but to pack and leave, even though I didn't have the right to papers. Like many others, he found work as a Zama. Without a work permit, any stable employment is impossible. My brothers introduced me to this job. It's very risky. Our lives are in danger every day. Then go home. I'm going back home to get all my papers so I can live better here. A lot of suffering back home. I can't afford to stay there. South Africa is better for me. Well, you don't belong to South Africa, and you don't have the papers, and you're now an undesirable immigrant for 5 years. Yep. South African police are tightening security, according to Al Jazeera. Defense Minister Ejim Mosheka said the military will secure strategic sites such as airports and stand ready to assist police if needed. Do you believe that? I don't. I don't believe that for a second. Now, this story talks about 62 people were killed in anti-migrant riots 2008, more violence 2015, 16, 19, but they don't mention 2021. Funny how they don't mention 2021 in this Al Jazeera article where they talk about riots. They don't talk about 2021 when 3,400 were officially killed. Yeah, walk across, pay a bribe. Yep, I remember the traffic officers being caught by people doing coordinated search operations. Yeah, nothing worth looting in some places, that's for sure. I remember all that, folks. I was live. For those who've been here with me all along, you remember I was live during those days. Those 8 days, I spent hours and hours online covering those events, and almost nobody was watching my channel. And I gave people advice on what they should be doing. Right, most people will be left to their own devices. They're not going to save you. They're not going to protect you. They're not there for you. The cops aren't there to protect you. Nope. Yeah, I don't know if people are leaving on the 30th or what day people are leaving. It's interesting to see who's leaving South Africa when they're leaving. That would be interesting to see. So, Utopia, you were here watching. Yeah, remember that? I covered hours and hours and hours. And on June 29th of 2021, I predicted what was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be as widespread as it was, but I predicted it, and I warned people, and I covered it. And when Julius Malema, or no, when Jacob Zuma was supposed to surrender to the police, and he was in Nkana, and they're negotiating with him, I was live covering that. Yep. Hey, Dan, what's going on, man? How you doing? How are things out in my favorite part of the world? There's too many people in Pennsylvania, man. Too many people in Pennsylvania. It's too many, man. Too many. That was 6 years ago, Utopia. Your daughter must have been a teenager then. I'm trying to remember her age. She might have been a teenager then. Anyway, 6 years ago. Yep. Oh, man. Traffic officers can arrest people. Well, you have to commit offense, don't you? The refugees are worried about being approved to come to America. I've been approved to go to Wyoming, so that's cool. Yeah, she was small. That's what I thought, Utopia. Yeah, no, that was exciting times. I thought I was doing great work there. I tried. We help people. People are like, "What do we do?" I'm like, "No, you got to go in shifts. You can't be there. You got to mix it up. You got to have some burly guys with the slender ladies. You know, you got to mix it up so you don't put all your people who aren't strong and you know, if you got any experienced police, you got any experienced military, you know, mix them up so you got a good and train." Yeah, Eric and Hendo were here. Yep, they were, Light Rain. You were here too, weren't you? Alexia says Al Jazeera's an IRCG propaganda where the Greta Dooms take column. It's funny. Hey, Angel Dutoy, what's up? Oh, Angela Dutoy. Excuse me, Angela Dutoy. My apologies. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah. We were here. We were here for Senecal 1. We were here for Senecal 2. We were here for the Vitkois mining. We were here for the biker rally. We were here for the car rally that came after that. We were here for the court hearing when Julius Malema was there with Becca Chile. He flew in a helicopter. Remember that? We were there for that too. Yeah, the Light Rain says yes. That's how I know. It's been a crazy road, folks. We've been a crazy road here for a long time. Yeah. It was epic that we did there. It was amazing. That was something else. I hope that we don't see that again. That was crazy. Yeah. Said Shield says hopes there's more live bullets instead live ammunition instead of rubber. Yeah, this could be. Look, I mean, I hope this is all just overblown, but these people they're domestic terrorists. They are dictating South Africa's foreign policy. Thousands of foreign nationals are leaving the country, legal and illegal. Yeah, dash cam is a good idea. It's a very good idea. Yeah. Oh, Alexa, you've been watching me that long, huh? Oh, because you changed your username. I found your channel with the biking thing. Yeah, the bikers rally. That was incredible. I actually had biker call in. Remember that? In Pretoria. One of the bikers called in. Yeah. The amount of organization these marches take back early 1980s, if it's not natural, lots of money went into this. We can only wonder what. Yeah, well, you're right about that, Henry. That's a good point. Yeah, the 2021 riot should have been a wake-up call. We learned a lot and we'll never be caught unprepared. Well, I hope you're right, Jareth. I think a lot of people aren't prepared. Well, Angela, it might be a little too late to go grocery shopping, but go get it done. Yep. Yes, what's happening now is a product of the African National Congress and its misgovernance. Absolutely. Well, pepper spray, CS gas, yeah, all of that comes in handy. Zip ties, water cannons, all that comes in handy. Yep. Snipers. Yep. Well, Utopia, you don't have to worry about it. You're not there this time, brother. You're not there this time. Now you're in the Bear Republic, land of milk and honey. At least it used to be. Hey, Rajiv. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? Get ready. I hope you're not in Chatsworth or Phoenix. Get ready. Vicky Estison, thank you for subscribing. Not many times people subscribe to this Night Owls. Yeah, pepper spray helps, yeah. Well, Angela, hopefully most of this will happen not on farms. But it is an excuse. The police will all be away from the rural areas. It's a good opportunity for organized syndicates to attack farms. Keep that in mind, folks. If you think you're on a farm, you're safe because they're looting cities, don't think that. You need to stay on your guard. You need to stay on your guard everywhere. Because just because they're going after things in the cities, the organized syndicates that are attacking farms and terrorizing people to chase them off the farms, they'll have a free hand. They'll have free reign because there'll be no police to respond. No, the Pakistanis know something's coming. Hey, Vanessa. I know you're still there. Yeah, I know, Utopi. She just said she's still there. Jaretha says, unfortunately, Colonel, I think people have to go through something like that to learn. Some people are still very much oblivious to what's happening. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Jaretha, but I hate for that to happen. I mean, no one needs to go through. I mean, it's just terrible. Yep. And it's pretty scary. I'll tell you what, if I owned Menlyn, I would have an army of people, and I would already have Jersey barriers put up around the entire Menlyn, and I'd have fire trucks there with water in case people throw things. I mean, honestly. Soon after you did the truckers protest, riding that big rig, then on the ground at the camp for January 6th, you had, and we'll have some amazing life. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, that's right. We did that, didn't we? Yeah, I was there on January 6th covering the events. I also did the Stop the Mandates rally when High Res and Jimmy Levy were singing. Yeah, in Peter Maritzburg, they're begging for ammunition. Private citizens use their own planes to fly ammunition in. Yep, test your security systems, alarm systems, electrical fences, gates. Make sure your house is very clear in the morning. Make sure you also have barriers and you have water and you have if you have JoJo's, make sure they're full. Make sure you have pools full so you can use it. Make sure you have pumps to pump the water, put fires out. Yep. Organize your neighborhood. Know who's who to call on. Yep. Know the license plates of every vehicle that's in your neighborhood so that no one comes in that you don't let in. Monterey says, nothing beats lead. Never thought we'd had to put camouflage paint on again after 40 plus years. It's history. One don't want to relive again. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. Having been in combat, it's not something you want to go through again if you can avoid it. Met a person in Popley. Says, wife went to a mall in town. Black men hit the windscreen and told her, fuck off, white bitch. People not blind. Yeah, no. No. I know, Rainier. That's what I said. Well, that was happening already last year in Bloomberg Strand when I was there. Basically. That's the guy told her to F off to America. Aren't you a refugee? Give me your car. In broad daylight with her infant in her arms. Yep. Yeah, Meerkat, it sounds like it's very well coordinated. Leslie said, I'd rather be proven wrong expecting the worst than be proven stupid for not prepared. Well, I didn't alarm anybody, but I did say it was coming on June 29th in 2021. I said, get prepared for it. People didn't prepare. They didn't listen to me. This time, I'm hoping people are listening. I have a larger audience. Hopefully, people are listening. Utopia's telling Vanessa not to go to work with him to fire you. Well, you can just tell him you couldn't get there. There was a barrier. The road was blocked. They put up barriers. You turned around and went home. It wasn't safe. Even the South African people, my Comic-Con prophets saying we need to leave for Europe. Well, that's because they're racist. They need to leave for Cameroon. Tell them they need to go back to Cameroon. Every time they say that to you, say, why don't you go to Cameroon? That's where your ancestors came from, Cameroon. Tell them to go back to Cameroon. Anyone that says that to you, because they're just stupid. They don't know the history of South Africa. We have the linguistic. We have the DNA. We have the anthropological evidence. We have all the evidence to prove that these people came from Cameroon. You tell them to fuck off back to Cameroon. If they're going to be racist and say that to you, just give it right back to them. It's as simple as that. I mean, that's the bottom line here. If you want to play silly games, silly games, Anyway, so, yep. All right, well, let's see how we're doing on the channel here because people think we're not doing well. Well, my drone is in the closet. Have I ever shown you guys my drone? You guys want to see my drone? Anybody want to see my drone? I'll go get it. If you guys want to see my drone. I bet you don't think I have a drone. I've had a drone since 2014. I bought myself a drone, yeah. Yeah, I'll go get my drone. Yep, be right back. You say they break quickly, but I've had this one since 2014. DJI. There's my gimbal and my camera mounted on it. Yep. DJI, second, third generation. Yep. Yeah, that thing is a fossil. I want a Reaper too. I don't have that kind of money. Yeah, it looks cool, but it's ancient at this stage. That thing is 12 years old now. Oh, it did. That was a present for myself. That you're gonna pass out when you hear what I paid for that. I saved up and I gave that myself because I graduated, got a master's degree. That was $800. Now that thing costs like $170. Yep. It is DJI. Can you borrow my drone? Yeah, but the battery only lasts for about 15, 18 minutes, so. What do you mean you saw it, Chris? When did I show you before? It might outlast the new ones. Yeah, you never know. I take care of things. I'm driving a 2004 Toyota 4Runner that has been to Florida all the way up the East Coast. It's been to Canada. It's been to South Africa, Swaziland, Botswana, Namibia, Uganda, Ethiopia, all over Europe. Please tell Todd McKinley I've been promoting his book and he should have over 1,000 books sold. Wow. That's incredible. Thank you for that, Alexia. Wow, I will tell him that. It's amazing. I showed it before, Henry? I don't remember. I must be getting a senile. Oh, maybe last year. Okay. No, it won't do deliveries. That thing won't carry anything. It doesn't have the strength. No, it just won't carry. It's just battery operated, so the battery doesn't have the strength. These things are not light. That's the problem with these. These were pretty heavy when they made it, so the battery only lasts for so long. So, yep. But, this is the early one, so, yep. Yep. This is the Phantom. So, good stuff. Anyway, yeah, it's time to get a new one. No, not that we're starting later, just another girl, just that I hadn't done it in several nights, and so I felt guilty. So even though I don't feel well, I just clocked in at work, and Night Owl's still going. Hey, just Mike. Here where I am, they're already starting the townships. Okay. Chinese batteries. That's right. Well, the whole drone is Chinese. DJI is Chinese. Yep. All right. Have a safe drive in PE now. Oh, maybe I showed last year. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old and senile. Who knows? All right. Well, thanks for Alexia for for promoting his book. It's very kind of you. It's a very serious topic. Suicide amongst veterans. It's like 45 veterans a day they off themselves. It's pretty sad, pretty scary. I have no idea what about Al Jamal's trying to do, but I don't trust that party at all. So, Shabby Tiger, how you doing? I've not heard that. I lost in your fun. Thank you. Mine weighs 249 grams. Wow. That's nice. No, they're a lot more advanced than when I bought mine. So, a lot more advanced. All right, Near, have a good meeting. They're attacking people in Rustenburg. Sorry to hear that. That's sad. Rusta, what you don't understand is they don't care. The people in power don't care. They're just rapacious locusts. They're locusts are what they are. They don't care about whether it's sustainable. They'll just eat whatever there is until it's all gone to nude the planet. They don't care. They're like the Borg. Resistance is futile. They will just consume everything in their path. They're rapacious. They don't care. It's the same as South Africa. They don't care if companies survive or succeed. As far as they're concerned, there'll always be a way to make money off the grift. You have to understand that. If you understand that, it's not about people being successful. It's about them accruing wealth and power. That's all they care about. And in the midst of chaos, you can still accrue wealth and power. Look at how people destroyed the DRC. Look at how people destroyed all of West Africa. They don't care. Exactly, Rest of Monkey. They don't care. They just blame someone else for it. They'll blame whites. They'll blame apartheid. They'll blame everything but themselves for their failures. And their willing accomplices in the Democratic Alliance, who are part of the government national unity, will go along with this. With all the fear-mongering, you don't know what to expect and have gone through. Rather safe than sorry. Yep. Angela says she should have been Lili's suitcase. Yeah. Yep. Well, not only that, Buster, 32 years later, 32 years later, people demanded freedom. They demanded the right to vote. And in 1994, they showed up. 90% participation. In 2021 municipal elections, 31% of eligible voters rocked up. 31%. So important was the right to vote. It wasn't about the right to vote. It wasn't about the right to have sex with people of different races. It wasn't about the right to own property. It was about the right to dominate other people and use race as an excuse. That's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. No, I know nothing about welcome bags. New York Times. What's this, New York Times? Oh, we got 2 articles by these guys. Well, of course it's written by, look who wrote it. Zolan Kano-Youngs and Hamed Al-Aziz. They're going to spread their propaganda for the New York Times. Wow, unbelievable. So the story of Lwazi's hard lesson describes Nelson Mandela, Nobel Peace Prize winner, South Africa's first post-apartheid president, South African lawyer and activist who sought to end apartheid with acts of sabotage. That's true. It teaches the South African government's current policies favoring the black population over everyone else have made race relations even worse. That's true. Unlike South Africa's black population, the white population is declining in number. That's true. Wow, Hamed Al-Aziz lying again. Wow, propagandist, the New York Times. I didn't see it. Thank you for telling me about that. It was always about a power ship, nothing else. It wasn't about liberty and freedom. No, the 1776 Commission didn't downplay the role of slavery in America. No, it didn't do that. That's a lie. That's a lie. I read what they did. They told the true history of America. Yep. DA shorts coming in. I haven't seen any DA shorts. Hey, Paul, what's up? I don't know anything about a welcome bag. I don't know anything about that. Yep. So I don't know anything about it. Liberty and freedom were not the goal. It wasn't about that. That was not what the end of apartheid was about. That's what we were told. We were told it was about equality for all, but it was never about equality for all. It was about the pigs eating at the trough. That's what it's always been about. That's what it's always been about. And that's what post-apartheid South Africa's been. And sadly, that's what the National Party became in the end. It wasn't about, stopping the red threat and the black threat. It was about the privilege of the elites in the end. And people went to the bush for that. Yep. What is this whole 7-hour interrogation? Let me see what that was. Let me go back to that. Grilled as an African refugee applicant facing conservative bias. I really don't understand what his, the guy from Freedom Run Plus that I had on here, he's saying there's bias. I don't really think he's helping his case here. Maybe he's already been denied. I saw the article about the workers of Greenville, Mississippi open a case. Yeah. It's not against H-2A workers. No, you're wrong, Charles. It's not against H-2A workers. It's against the farmer. They're saying he's abusing it because he hires the black farmers as contractors, independent contractors. I'm an independent contractor. I get hired, and I have to pay. Now, I've complained to you guys all along. I have to pay. I've told you I have to pay my share of a Social Security tax and my employer's share because I'm my own employer, and that's what happens to the black farmers. They're complaining that they're not being paid enough. I don't know the law with H-2A well enough to comment on it, so yeah, it's a pay dispute. But they're suing the farmer, not the workers. Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, anyway, he's complaining about this. So, anyway, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, yeah, so. Yep, oh, we just needed that. Yep. Yeah, Alexia, yeah, I hear you. It does feel like yesterday. The 1980s feel like yesterday. Vigi Naidu says, my daughter made it to USA. But I thought it was only for white farmers, Vigi. How is that possible? Congratulations. Honey badger, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy world. It's crazy world. Yeah, it looks like it was all for nothing now, doesn't it? Yeah, that's Book van Blerk's best song. His other one is that I think is really good is Tijd om te trek. That's a really good one too. Sorry, excuse me. Yep. No, South African military is a laughing stock of Africa now. I mean, they're chased away by M23 rebels. I already have some decor for the 4th of July. There's 2 things right there. It's been up all year. Yep. 10 kilometers, altitude 500. Hey, James, thanks for sharing that. EK9561 says, why such an interest in South Africa? Oh, that's a long story, EK9561. I take it you're new to the channel. Sorry I missed your comment there. How long ago did you make it? And are you still here? EK wrote that 12:24. That was 5 minutes ago before the song. Why such an interest, EK? If you're still here, I'll try to answer it. Well, I don't think Della Ray was his best song. No, I don't think so. I just think it's one that got the most attention. I don't think it's a particularly great song. I like what it evokes, but it's. I think that Tijd om te trek is one of his better ones. And Sing Afrikaner Sing is pretty good too. Sorry you lost your nephew there. Yeah, so I began following Africa in the 1970s with Rhodesia and Angola and Mozambique. I read a book by a former CIA agent about us supporting the FNLA in Angola and was fascinated by that. And used to read Soldier Fortune magazine back in the 70s when I was a kid and a teenager. And then had an interest in Africa from the liberation movements and what was happening there and followed it. And I began following South Africa when I read The Covenant, a book by James Michener. And I became fascinated with South Africa. I read that around 1980 when I was in high school. I still have my copy of that book from 1980, if I'm not mistaken, in the basement. And I've reread the book a couple of times, and it left a lasting impression on me. I went in the Army, and I decided in 1984 that I wanted to become an officer, which was already my plan, but I'd been at university for a year, and then I went in the Army because I wasn't studying very hard, and I needed more money for school. And while I was in the Army overseas, I was in an education center, and I saw this program called the Army Foreign Area Officer Program. And it said that you get to be a regional specialist when you become a major. I said, well, I want to do that. I want to be an intelligence officer, and I want to be a regional specialist for sub-Saharan Africa. And I set my career up and worked very hard to do that. And eventually I was. And I became a Foreign Area Officer for sub-Saharan Africa. And I served in Tunisia, Liberia, Botswana, Malawi, Nigeria, Mauritania, Uganda, and Ethiopia. And worked in 40 African countries, but lived in those countries. And I worked at the Defense Intelligence Agency, where I worked on intelligence products about Africa. And I worked at the National Security Agency, where I worked on Africa, among other things. And I taught at the Army War College as the Director of African Studies there. And I worked U.S. Africa Command and spent much of my career focused on Africa. So the interest in South Africa was kindled by a book. Yep. The Covenant by James Michener. Yep. Hey, Charles. Lost your lieutenant and your corporal in a Casper. Yeah, I know. You told me that before, Chris. I remember that. Jazz it up a bit. This brought tears in my eyes. Okay. All right. Shall we just play something a little more lighthearted? I've tried to interview Book, but he's one of those people as an agent that just doesn't let you talk to anybody. So let me see. Who was that just gave that at? Night of Justice. Thank you for the 140 Rand. Well, we'll make it a little bit lighter here. See what I can find here. Lighten the mood a little bit there. Black on Rogue. That's a funny one. All right, let's play this then. Let's do this, okay? Let me find this. That's not what I want. It's got to be here then. Let me see. Give me a second here. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. There it is.
Die stofpad is lang, maar ons kom van ver. Om te staan in die lug, suiderster. Die saal is gepak, die atmosfeer laai. Ons wag vir die oomblik, laat die musiek nou waai. Mense van heinde oor die vlaktes en berg, vir 'n man wat sy siel in elke noot verberg. Om te hoor sing, om hier te sien, dis die tipe respek wat 'n legende verdien. Van die Sippie se stories tot die groot verhoog, het jy ons laat lag, laat huil en laat glo. Agter elke man tot die diepste treurkrom, dis jou voetspore vas op hierdie grond. Stuur jy die stem, die man van die dag, 'n rots in die storm, 'n vriend en 'n maat vir die taal, vir die volk, staan jy onbevrees, waar ander bly stil bly, sal jy die een wees. O, Steven, jou woorde vind ons krag, 'n legende wat skyn in die donkerste nag. Steve hoor vir my, hulle gooi dalk die klippe, die woorde is vuil, omdat jy die waarheid onbeskaamd vertel. 'n letterkundige gees met 'n pen in die hand, jy skryf vir die siel van ons dierbare land. Beginsel vas teen die stroom en bly staan, van die dae van Bruce tot in 7de laan. Dekades se passie, dekades se vuur, jy gee alles vir ons, uur na uur. Ja, van Sippie se stories tot die groot verhoog, het jy ons laat lag, laat huil en laat glo. Agter elke man tot die diepste treurkrond, dis jou voetspore vas op hierdie grond. Stuur jy die stem, die man van die dag, 'n rots in die storm, 'n vriend en 'n maat vir die taal, vir die volk, staan jy onbevrees, waar ander bly stil bly, sal jy die een wees. O, Steven, jou woorde vind ons krag, 'n legende wat skyn in die donkerste nag. Laat die wêreld maar raas, laat die kritiese praat, al ken jy die hart van 'n man van sy staat. Hy's meer as akteur, hy's meer as gesang, hy's die stem van 'n volk wat na vryheid verlang. Die stem, die man van die dag, 'n rots in die storm, 'n vriend en 'n maat vir die taal, vir die volk, staan jy onbevrees, waar ander bly stil bly, sal jy die een wees. O, Steven, jou woorde vind ons krag, 'n legende wat skyn in die donkerste nag. Steve Hofmeyer, die legende, en woord en daad vir ons.
I've had Steve on the program. We've had him on a couple of times. 2020 was the first time, and when was the last time I had him on here? So let me see. Let's see if I can find the last time he was on here. Has he not been on? I thought he's back on. Yeah, so Steve doesn't like doing those interviews anymore. So I had him on 6 years ago, and Steve's pretty cool. I mean, I've hung out at Steve's house, 2 of his houses. Had dinner with him, had lunch with him, been to his pub. He and I have gone out drinking. That was pretty fun. Steve and I went out drinking, and it was pretty funny because not only was Steve being recognized, but people were coming up to me as well. It's like, hey, it's the Colonel. Hey, the Colonel's here. It was pretty funny. With Steve Hofmeyer, people recognizing me. I was like, and Steve's like, hey, don't you guys know this guy? I was like, yeah, it's the Colonel. It was pretty funny. And of course, I've been to Steve's concert, and I've actually performed. I can't sing, but I've sang with Steve. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's a good egg. He's a good egg. I always like Steve. Yeah. Yeah, didn't I have him on not too long ago? I thought I had him on, but it's not showing up on my video, so I'm looking for it. So I thought I had him on. Did I have him on in December? Let me see if that was just the one that I had before, or is that just the one I uploaded from before? Trying to see if that was it. Yeah, no, I just had him on December. Yeah. I think if you can entertain people, I try to do that a little bit, although I have no singing ability, and we all know that. That's true. But Steve, you famously, or well, not famously, infamously, once forced me on the stage and choked me and forced me into singing the Ballad of the Green Beret with you.
I did. I thought if there's one guy who's going to know all the lyrics, it was you. And well, you didn't, but you know the song.
Yeah,
and on the visuals on the back, on the LED screen, there's an American soldier who does a salute at the end, and I turn around and I salute him back. I think us soldiers share something universal, I suppose. But I was proud to do the song and I was proud to have you on stage. No, I think there's a future for you on stage. Come on, I think you can do it. You can talk, you can sing.
Well, I don't know about singing, but I can certainly
I don't know
talk.
about
Singing, but it's too kind. Steve was too kind. Yeah, that was just recently. I just had him on December. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I forgot about that. I knew it was recently. So here's the link for that. Who said would be epic to have Steve on? Guys, I mean, I've had Steve on the program. He's been so I had him on twice in 6 years. No, I really like him. That's probably one reason why that clown hates me. That sloot guy. Yeah. Well, there's the link for it right there, folks. If you want to watch it, so I've just posted the link to it. So if you want to go there, I'll pin that at the top. So yeah, a lot of people miss a lot of my content because YouTube hides it. That's for darn sure. Yeah, that was a recent one. So the one from 6 years ago was he was on the road and it wasn't the best quality one, but it was a good interview. Yeah. Who are you talking to, Buster? What crap? Who's talking? Yeah, I made this song about Steve. I think it was in advance of that or just after that. Yeah. Can't remember. Protest taking place on the R-74. All right, thanks for sharing that. Yep. All right, Rena, take care. Okay. All right, so this is longer than I intended to go here, folks. Wow, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Wednesday's my busy day, so got a lot going on today. So, all right. Okay, so where are we at here? Sorry. My U.S. crowd's going to bed, so. Oh, Debbie remembers. It was in December. Thank you, Debbie. You guys remember better than I do. I have so many people on the program, I forget. Yeah, it's Steve on in December. That was epic. It was pretty cool. What was the date of that thing? Does it tell me? It doesn't tell me the date of it. I hate that because I didn't put the date on it, so. YouTube needs to change a few things here, so. It was 2.5 hours. That was a lot of fun, man. The time went by really fast in that interview. Otani wants in. Are you serious, Utopi? Are you serious? She wants to do an interview? Or are you pulling my leg? Rasta Monkey says you've opened her eyes. Okay. You have your dad listening in the background. Hello to your dad, Rasta Monkey. Okay. Well, I mean, I've tried to open people's eyes for a long time. Hey, Neil's in from Wales. Okay, cool. Yep. So, hey, Jane Smith, what's going on? Okay, well, I'm happy to do the interview. I'm starting to feel better, and I'm not going on the road. I was going to go on the road to New England, but I can't now. That was supposed to be this week. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to do it until after the 4th of July now. So, to go to New England because I just was sick. I'm not going to take and spread that. Okay. Well, yeah, and I've got to finish editing the interview from the Indian family. That's going to be nice to refute this nonsense from the New York Times. Wow. Wow. How Trump turned America's refugee program into a pathway for white people. Wow. 300,000 white refugees came over under Biden from Ukraine. Wow. It already was a program. Wow, that's crazy. They're just terrible. They're just hateful people. Yep. Anyway, so, all right. Hey, Dusty, why has it been such a long time? Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Well, Wednesdays doesn't work for me. And Tuesday's not going to work because it's the 30th. So we're going to have to do it Thursday next week, probably. Or Thursday this week. Exactly, Buster. It's already been a pathway for white people. So what's their problem? What is their problem? Are they just racist? They have a problem with white people who need escaping persecution? Hi, Jessica. I'm not feeling 100%, but I am better. Wow, a lot of people popping in here I never seen in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, hopefully I'll get back to 100%, but I'm not quite there. Getting better. Been in Swaziland since December. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Might have been safer to stay in Swaziland. June 30th coming up. What's happening in the UK? Well, Keir Starmer's resigned, although he hasn't left office. He'll leave office coming up soon, but Keir Starmer's resigned, and he'll be replaced by Andy Burnham, most likely, which is even worse than Keir Starmer. Imagine that. And the UK is going down the drain quickly. Oh, she's going to be there next week. Okay, wow. Okay, cool. Well, that's awesome. I'll bet you guys are excited about that. I'll bet Vanessa is happy that she's showing up there, too. Hey, what's going on in Heckport there, George? I didn't see you pop in there. The real Betty. Excuse me. Most of us just lurk and enjoy the content. I know, because the views are a lot higher than the people chatting, that's for sure. Do I know a place called Springville? I do not. In what state is that, Last Domino? Good morning, Flippin' Strippin'. Wow, all kinds of usernames popping in here tonight. Wow, that's pretty exciting. All right, Utopi. Well, reach out to me. Let me know. Guys, if you're asking about emails, I'm way behind on emails because I've been sick. I haven't even looked at this. Tony Wood says, great content. Stay strong and keep up the good work. Well, I'll try. Please watch my videos. That's all I can ask of people. The more views we get, the larger the audience gets. I'm new to live, but I've been watching you for a while. Process of applying. Just want to sort out all the documents for applying. Well, Jessica, that's one approach, but I mean, I'm not sure what advice to give you there. Yeah, please have her email me. We'll do that. Cool. Buster from a lefty to another worse one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Neil. It's not better. It's not better. But Keir Starmer is such a disaster. Less than 10% of the population likes the guy. I mean, he's an absolute disaster. I mean, he's radioactive. He's radioactive. Absolutely radioactive. The guy is just something else. Well, Jessica, thank you for watching the lives. I don't usually do it at this hour, although coming up on the 30th, I'll probably be up at this hour broadcasting. We'll see how it goes, but I will have to get some sleep on the 30th. So we'll see how that goes. I might just get up around, 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that to see what's going on. Oh, no, I know, Dusty. Swaziland's much safer than South Africa. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you have to protect your family. Sloth Puppy says, I don't know anyone who does as much as the Colonel for his audience. Well, I really do, Sloth Puppy, and Philadelphia. No, I don't know Springville. It must be a suburb there. Thank you, Sloth Puppy. I appreciate that recognition. I really do. I go out of my way for my audience. I bend over backwards. I help my audience. I really, really do. Don't you sleep? The older you get, the more sleep you need. I heard the older you get, the less sleep you need. That's what I always heard. I do sleep. Yeah, occasionally. Now that I've been ill, I've been sleeping a lot more. Although I did, 4? Hey, Cool Beans, what's going on? I did, how many videos did I do yesterday? Like 4 videos because I had timely topics. Let's see. So yesterday was the 22nd. Now it's the 24th, but it's still 22nd. 2, 3. I did 4 prepared videos. I did one on the former SADF, are they being denied? What does the 30th of June mean? Has the U.S. cut off PEPFAR funding? Nobody cares about that. And the land expropriation overturned. I thought that would get people excited, but nobody watched it. And then I did one on Tuesday about the police minister. So the one has got almost 40,000 views, so that's not bad. It is over 40,000 views. Okay, so, and I got almost 100 subscribers from that. That's pretty cool. Excuse me. Yeah, so appreciate it. So, all right, 1440, you take care. Yeah, I know, Jessica. Well, I haven't done a night owls since Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3 nights in a row I didn't do a night owls. I don't usually do one Saturday, so I took Sunday and Monday off, and now I'm doing it. Colonel's the cow. It's the best. I appreciate your analysis news. It's the only news to pay attention to. Well, thank you, Twinkle Toes. I appreciate it. No, I don't know anything about that, Dusty. No, the clock is definitely wrong. I'm aware of that. I tried fixing that Chinese clock and the reset button didn't work. Lots of old crowd here. CB was here earlier. Light Rain is here. Charles Van Onselen is here. Utopia is here. George Steinberg is here. Neil Yardbird is here. That's the old crowd. Arena has been around for a while. Who else I'm looking for here? That's people been around for a long, long time. Light Rain says Soldier of Fortune magazine was around when I was little too. Yeah. Be a man among men, join the Rhodesian army. I remember that. Yep. Yep. So there's some of the old crowd around here. Chris Ehlers is here. Chris has been around forever too. There's some of the old crowd been around. I don't know Springville, Pennsylvania. If it's near Philadelphia, I don't know it. Must be a small suburb. Let me look it on the map and see where it is. Springville, PA. Thank you, Sean Nodia, 100 Rand. Appreciate it. Springville, PA. It's a township. Let's see where it's at. Springville. It is in the middle of fricking nowhere. I mean, nowhere. That is literally the description of nowhere. Springville is not near. If there's a township, if that's it, it's up in the middle of nowhere in northern Pennsylvania, between Montrose and Tunkhannock, northwest of Scranton, in the middle of frickin' nowhere. Nowhere near Philadelphia, if that's the place. Arabella Albrecht is here. Welcome. Sean, thank you for 100 Rand. Hermanus, thank you for the 35 Rand. Arnold's been here for a year. Okay. Yeah, but I'm talking about people been here for 6 years. 6 years. Light Rain has been here for a long time. What's my take, Dusty, on June 30th? Please watch my videos. I've done 2 videos 2 days in a row about that. Yeah, what's my take? My take is very clear in what happens on June 30th. That's a 7-minute video. Here's the link. Join the crowd of 40,000 have actually watched it. Okay. And then I did another one about the police minister claiming that they're ready, but they're not ready. Trust me, they're not ready. They don't have the resources. They're trying to snow you. And when it all goes south, nobody's heads are going to roll. Nobody gets fired in South Africa for incompetence. Struggling to sleep with all the things that are happening. Yeah. Yeah, no, I got you, Jessica. I got you. Okay. All right. R603 is closed. Oh, geez. Green Leader, yeah. Green Leader, that's a great one, man. I love that. Let's play the Green Leader. That's good stuff, man. Green Leader is awesome, man.
Tar, this is Green Leader. This is a message for the station commander at Mumbai from the Rhodesian Air Force. We are attacking the terrorist base at Westlands Farm at this time. This attack is against Rhodesian dissidents and copied. Roger, thanks. Cheers.
Cheers. Green Leader. Oh, great stuff, Ed. Great, Green Leader. Great stuff. Yep. Green Leader. That was great stuff, man. We have no quarrel with the Zambian Air Force. Yep. Yep. They're attacking the Rhodesian dissidents. Yep. Wow, what a time. What a time it was when all the world's against us. What a time it was. What a time. Anyway. All right, Rest Monkey. No all caps. Yeah, typical roadie. Copy all that? Cheers. All right, speaking of copy all that, it's time for me to hit the rack, guys. All right, you guys be well. I'll see you later. It's I got to do something about that stupid New York Times thing. That's pathetic. Anyway. Oh, they really irritate me to no end. All right, guys. Cheers.